Hey guys, in today's video, I'm gonna walk with you through how my client Ben went from $550 a month to just over $12,000 collected in a single month in about 6 weeks. This was really big for him because when he came to me, he had just invested about $20,000 of his own money into another mastermind group that was teaching him how to run paid ads to a webinar where they got some email reminders, push to a call, and he got zero return. In fact, he lost money investing in the mastermind group and then also investing a few $1,000s in paid ads. Took a lot of that on a credit card, I'm pretty sure. So when he came to me, he's like, man, I don't have a lot to invest. I met him where he was at and was able to give him some support and was like, dude, we're cutting paid ads. So don't worry about paying that. And we're gonna focus only on organic to get you off the grounds. And in 6 weeks, he was able to, just in that month alone, collect a little over $12,000. And I'm gonna walk you through the 7 steps that I helped him take to help him get to that point, and we'll break that down in this video. But before we do that, if you could smash that subscribe button, that would be awesome. It allows me to share more information like this to help more coaches, help and get more clients so that they can invest in, the clients can invest in themselves and just improve the quality of the world. All right, so I'm in my computer now and I made this little chart, this little flow chart here for us to help us go through this journey. So when Ben first came to me, he actually had a fitness offer. It was like a fitness for dads is what essentially his offer. But he wasn't a dad, and also I had worked with him before and I knew he was a really good life coach or really good with personal development. So when he first came to me, I was like, dude, we got to drop the fitness for dads. And I think we need to lean into your skill set and strength as a life coach. And we just need to figure out a way to package that and attract the right person for that. So the first thing that we did was we identified a problem. And when we first started together, he was thinking it was going to be something around burnout and getting direction and clarity. But none of those were really landing with me either. I'm like, yeah, burnout's a problem, but talk to me about the people you've worked with in the past. And when he started identifying the people he was working with, a lot of them were middle-aged women, and they burnout. When I think of burnout, I think of a career, right? But that wasn't really the problem. So what I had him do some market research where he hopped on some calls, talked to some people about what they were experiencing, and he found one really cool thing. And I'm gonna actually pull up his Instagram right now so you guys can see it. So this has been Ben Joy's account. We updated all of his stuff, but he identified that the niche or the problem was procrastination. Instead of, like I said, burnout or I help people get clarity, I'm a life coach, or I'm a fitness coach. It's no. What is the problem that you help people solve? Because that's all business is. Business is problem, solution. The business helps somebody go from having a problem to not having a problem anymore. That business is all about solving problems. And if you can't solve problems, it's going to be hard for you to run a business. It just is, right? It's not a real business. So he identified procrastination. That was a word someone had said. And he's like, oh, interesting. So Ben made one Instagram post that used procrastination in the hook of the video. So a hook is the first 3 seconds, right? When he did that, his one reel got 30,000 views. And he's like, whoa, people want to hear about this. And from that point, he continued to utilize that same hook, target really hard on procrastination. And when he did this, he started getting a lot more followers. I don't have the exact breakdown of how many he got or how many he had. I mean, he just stayed with me this past week and he woke up and he's got 70 new followers, and they were all very hyper-targeted ideal clients. We start conversations with them. So let me come back to it. But essentially, I just wanted to showcase on his account what he's doing and how he's got it structured and set up. But even this simple bio, we're still on his account. Hey, one-on-one coaching to overcome perfectionism. He stayed at my place, and one day he got 3 people filling out his calendar link. And he doesn't have a big account. He's not spending any money on ads. He's just so focused on procrastination, right? Procrastination, talk of zero action. And he's got some really good content. Perfectionists hold themselves back with procrastination, right? A lot of this is just really good procrastination. Every time he mentions procrastination, his stuff does really well. So we just kept diving into that. So I'm gonna come back to my flow chart. The step one of what we did is we identified the problem, and it was procrastination. Then step two is we crafted a no-brainer high ticket offer for that. How we packaged it for him was a one-on-one coaching, right? One-on-one coaching where they meet weekly, and we packaged that into a 4, 6, or 12-month offer. And right now I'm not 100% sure on his price points, but typically what I recommend for people when they're starting out is like having a price point around $1,000 a month for weekly calls. If they're doing bi-weekly calls, you can start out around 500. But when we package it into an entire year, now we can get really creative, and we can also collect a lot of cash. So for him, he had one client that in that month that he did a little over 12,000, that paid him $5,500. $5,500 for a year's worth of coaching. So it sounds like based off that, it was probably a call every other week for an entire year. And that allowed him to put his 2 weeks in one of the jobs he had. And then about 3 or 4 weeks later, aka today, legit today, he had 2 side hustles at the time. And he now is putting in his other 2-week notice for that side hustle. And all we did was just craft a really good offer that solved this problem. And it was priced at a range that was very affordable, or people didn't have a hard time saying yes to. They didn't want to say no, right? So we did that, packaged it, and it's like, all right, now let's really focus on creating organic content that's going to call out that audience. So we kind of talked about that already on his Instagram account, as we started making reels and videos and even posts that just said procrastination within the first 3 seconds. So anybody that's struggling with that problem is now, oh yeah, he's talking to me. And when he did this, again, he's getting, I would say, anywhere from 10 to 70 followers like a day, right? Which is great because he's very new in this with this offer. And with that, he's going to message at least 20 new followers or 20 people that engage in his content every single day to start a genuine conversation to see what it is they're working on. And from there, anybody that's a good fit, he's going to extend a free call to. And this is it's a connection call. Some people call it discovery calls. And that's the same thing that's in his link in bio, right? It's a 15-minute connection call. And the entire intent of that is that it's a time to connect. It is not a sales call. It is not a sales call. And I find this does really well, especially with coaching, because no one wants to be pressured into like a high ticket sale. So if you can have a free call where you're legit like, this is not a sales call, it breaks down the barrier and allows you to connect with that person, and also that person to connect with you. And if it is a good fit, you can extend an invitation, which is what we did in step 6, to a longer sales call, right? And on this longer sales call, you talk about your offer, you make sure it's a good fit, and enroll that client. And step 7 is you just continue, you enroll them, and you just repeat, right? So we keep coming back, we repeat starting at step 3. We make another social media content. Anyone that follows and likes the content, we start a conversation with. We book a 15-minute connection call. We book from there, if they're a good fit, to a sales conversation, and we just keep repeating. And from this, when this does get really gets up and running, if I'm messaging 20 new people a day in a week, that's 100 people that I talk to. If I message 100 people and they all have procrastination as an issue, then the average booking rate should be about 5%. It should be about 5%. It could be higher, it could be lower, but let's just say 5%, okay? If we can get it really dialed in, it's at 5%. That's 5 calls a week. 5 calls a week. And if my packaged offer is, $1,000 to $2,000, that's an opportunity potential of $5,000 to $10,000 that week to contract or collect. So that's all we did. We identified a problem in the market, and we did that through market research, created a no-brainer offer, one-on-one, high ticket, long period of time, not long period, but like 4, 6, and 12. We created a social media strategy and just posted that thing and used it in all the hooks. We got likes, we got followers, we messaged them all. We invited those that were good fits and needed help to a connection call, invited them to a sales call, and we just keep that process, rinse and repeat. This allowed him to make just over $12,000 in a month, allowed him to quit both of his jobs, his part-time jobs he was doing on the side, and he's got a repeatable system that he can continue doing week after week to continue to grow his business. And honestly, soon he'll be full. He'll be soon full of clients because he's doing one-on-one work, to where at that point he has the offer or the option to either build a team or make a lower ticket offer, or just cruise and serve the clients he's got. Because ultimately that's why we do this, is we want to just help people, and also gives us the flexibility to let our business work for us instead of us like working so hard for our business. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys have any questions, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm gonna have a more in-depth training that kind of goes over this in more detail of like the 5-step process that I use when I take people on. So kind of more behind the scenes work that I did with Ben. That's gonna be in the description below. And if you like this, I create content like this twice a week. Hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified with more content that comes out. Peace, y'all.